Today's episode, we're going to be going over adjusting the saddle. We've got some questions for riders who maybe they've swapped out the saddle, they put on a comfort saddle or put on their own saddle that they're really comfortable with, and you know, they'll see the bike before they started, the saddle was nice and level, and after they're done, the nose might be pointing up or the tail of the saddle might be pointing up, and they're wondering, you know, what happened. It's actually common. If you zoom in right here, you'll see the way the saddle is mounted. It's mounted on these rails, but this clamp that holds onto the rails of the saddle is actually on a beveled or curved joint right there, okay? And that's what allows you to change the angle of the saddle. First thing you'll notice is that I don't have a bike underneath here. This is just to make things easier for me and to show you guys. And I also already loosened the screw of the reflector. So this screw here just uses a regular Phillips drive, and I'm just gonna push it out of the way now. And it just allows me access to the bolt here. That bolt uses a 6mm Allen, which I already have in hand. And I've already kind of pre-loosened it, but I'm just gonna loosen it a little bit more. Just like that. We don't want to take it out, but just loosen it. And the first thing you'll notice is you can actually adjust the fore and aft position of the saddle. The other thing you'll notice is you'll see it sliding on that joint, is you can change the pitch of the saddle. Just like that. So there is no specific guideline as far as the pitch of the saddle. Some people like it a little bit higher, some people like it a little bit lower. There are some traditional guidelines with the fore and aft position, and you can always Google those. And yeah, that's basically it. However, when you get a ZiZZO bike, we set it up in a neutral position, which means it's kind of in the middle of the rails and it's flat. So, but you know, things happen during shipping. And like I said, if you swapped out the saddle and you want to, it's out of adjustment. This adjustment for all ZiZZO bikes, except for the Ferro, is how you would do it. When you're all done, you would just put the Allen back in. Now here's the important part, okay? We want to make sure that it's tight enough. You will see on the back here, what it should be tightened to, 22 Newton meters. That's kind of an industry standard. It's fairly tight. If you don't have a torque wrench, then you know, I'd recommend you probably maybe take it to a bike shop and just say, hey, can you give this a quick check on the torque wrench? And they'll probably be happy to do that too. And they probably wouldn't charge you for that kind of thing. But just make sure it is sufficiently tight, because if it's not, you can end up, you know, because your body weight and your legs pumping can actually cause it to shift if it's not properly tightened. All right, so what we've got here is a Ferro saddle and seat post. You'll notice that the clamp is a little bit different. This is not integrated into the seat post. This is called a Velo style clamp. It's just a different way of mounting the bike, but the adjustments are still there. The fundamental difference is what bolt or nut that you're loosening, what fastener you're dealing with. The other ones had one that was centered under the back. These ones are side clamping. It's a 14mm nut, and what you're just gonna do is you're gonna loosen it. You don't need to disassemble it, you're just gonna loosen it. You wanna loosen it enough so that you have enough room to get past the reading. If you kind of look in between there, you see there's reading on either side that helps lock it in place. So you want to make sure that the saddle is loose enough that you're not damaging that texturing or that reading on there. But you can, again, adjust the saddle to whatever position is comfortable for you. You can adjust the fore and aft position of the saddle by sliding it forward and backwards. And as I mentioned earlier with the other style, we typically will mount, when we assemble the bikes, in a neutral position where the saddle is flat. And relative to the middle of the clamp, we'll try to mount the seat in the middle like that. And then once you've got your position that you feel comfortable with, you're gonna put that socket driver back on after I tighten it by hand. And again, just tighten it up. And again, you want to make sure that you sufficiently tighten this clamp so that the body weight and the action of your pedaling doesn't cause the saddle to shift.